Glad to have you back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the conversation right here on Lagos Television. It's time for us to talk about what transpired last week when the All Progressives Congress elected or perhaps appointed a new chairman for the party after the resignation of the former governor of Kano State, Abdullahi. Of course, it was a sudden one, but of course, people felt there were so many conversations behind the scene that necessitated that. But having moved forward, just last week we have Professor Yilwatda from Plateau State, the former minister, and of course, someone who has done well for himself in the academic world, having a PhD. Now, the conversation people are saying is, look, it's divided in so many parts as to, well, is he a stooge? Is he a man of himself? Some people even said the way he read his first speech, he was a bit scared. And I said, scared of what? And that, is it that he doesn't know how to speak English or what? Well, some people feel that perhaps we'll get to know him more in the next couple of days. Listening to the interview of the senator, a former governor of Edo State, perhaps give us an insight into the kind of personality he is. But of course, we'll get to know him better. But how does that play into how President Bola Ahmed Tinubu emerges as the candidate of the party come next year during the primaries, or how they win the election come 2027? That's the conversation we're having this morning. Joining us, Jibola and I in the studio to have this political conversation is a member of the APC 2023 Presidential Campaign Council and Lagos APC chieftain, Honorable Tayo Orekoya. It's a pleasure to have you join us this morning.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is mine as well.
Thank you. Perhaps, I don't think any APC member will be surprised that this happened, considering there were agitation from that zone ab initio. Yeah. They said they've been left out of the equation as far as party structure is concerned. So I guess the piece we had after that particular election or appointment or nomination, as it were, says a lot about APC got its act together as far as getting the chairman. But as to his personality, who is the new APC chairman?
Thank you so very much once again. Good morning, viewers. Professor Nentawe Weda, the current or outgoing Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, is a man that is an intellectual. He's a man you will call a fresh breath. An articulate man. I was actually, just smiling when you said, some said probably he couldn't speak English. I mean, this is a man who has a PhD in electronics and computer engineering. He's been a lecturer, he's a professor. And not only that, he's someone that comes across as a bridge builder. He's a young, articulate professional. Someone I will call, yes, I will agree, probably not your usual politician, but a technocrat in politics. And that says a lot, because when you look at this gentleman, he is our new national chairman, of whom we are all very excited and very proud. He is someone who ticks all the boxes, right? When I say ticks all the boxes, you're talking about the need for a generational shift in politics. We've talked about this over time, and of course, look at what the APC has done. In succession planning, we have looked at, okay, who is this gentleman who, talking about the zonal balancing, the zoning policy of the party, where originally, at our convention, the national chairmanship was zoned to the North Central. And for one reason or the other, like you said, there had been these agitations and all that. But now it comes from that background. Don't forget too, Nigeria is a very diverse country, right? Diverse in terms of probably generation, in terms of ethnicity, region, religion, and all that. So it ticks all the boxes. We have a Christian who is also from the North Central, where the zoning of that position in the party rightly belongs. You have a complete gentleman who is a good listener, who is very, very focused, results-oriented, a thinker in that position of the national chairman. And I think this is actually a master stroke by the party.
Okay, looking at his profile, as read by Joshua, there's no doubt about it that it's quite exposed and experienced.
Yeah.
He had served before as the resident electoral commissioner of INEC in Benue State between 2017 and 2021. Yeah. He was also the governorship candidate for your party
Plateau State
in 2023 in Plateau State. Yeah. And religion, like you rightly mentioned, was it a major consideration before he emerged as the new chairman of the party? And people are insinuating in different quarters that your party is already scheming towards 2027, and we are likely to have Muslim ticket again.
Well, let me say this. You see, for us in APC, the most important thing at this moment is governance. You know, we want to, I
thought they go side by side.
Yes, they go side by side, but of course the priority is governance at this time. You see, because the purpose of government is for the welfare of the people, right, to be able to be of service. So for us as a party, Mr. President is focused on delivering first on the renewed hope agenda. That is primary. Now, of course, side by side, what goes with it is the political aspect, which is talking about the next election. And don't forget, you see, the issue of the next election had been brought to the front burner by the opposition out of fear. Right, the fear they were having is that, based on the continued, the campaign into the APC, there was this fear that they were actually talking of a one-party state, if you recollect. Right, so that was what galvanized them. These disgruntled elements, desperate politicians, to now say, let's come together. And so for us, yes, we need to take into account the structure of the country. But it's not just about religion. The first thing is, this chairman is aptly qualified. He's a bridge between the old generation and the young generation. He can reach out to just anybody, unassuming, level-headed, a listener, right, a thinker.
Okay.
And so someone that can, of course, because he's also an expert in technology, in this new age of the AI and what have you, building a modern party structure, party system. You need somebody like this. And that's why the party went for the right man for the job.
Let's look at some. I'm sorry, a very quick one. Is it true that he was the candidate of Mr. President?
I would not say that. You see, these issues have processes. Let me tell you, it has processes. Eventually, probably, the way it goes is that, with the resignation of the erstwhile chairman, Governor Ganduje, over the past 3-4 weeks, naturally, for a political party that has clearly defined systems, a lot of consultations, a lot of meetings will have been going on. Yes, of course, the stakeholders, the governors of the party, the members of the National Working Committee of the party.
Is the candidate of Mr. President?
I am saying that eventually it would have been presented to Mr. President, who is the leader of the party. It comes from a base, right? He is in the North Central. He's from the North Central, where the party had originally zoned the chairmanship. And of course, there had been this agitation. And of course, don't forget that for such a system, what will have happened is that the people in that region of course, would have identified that, oh, this is somebody that fits the bill. This is someone that can deliver. And of course, probably they would take it up to the governors. The governors will look at it. They will take it to the NWC, then the neck of the party, right? So these are processes. And of course, it comes to the Mr. President, who is the leader of the party. Okay. So ultimately, if Mr. President say, yes, based on all these, it takes this box, this, I think he's good to go.
I think somebody that will serve his interests, you know.
That will serve the interest of not just the party, but the nation. Because for us, what is important is service to Nigerians.
Okay, Josh. Okay, we will talk about some of the boxes shortly. Because this is the first time we're having a chairman of the APC that isn't a former governor.
That's right.
And of course, he's also a member of the Electoral Independent Commission.
He was, not he is.
He was. That's what I said.
Oh,
he was.
You said he is.
He was.
He was. Yeah.
In
the past. Yeah.
Now, the two sides of this argument that I just brought, the point rather, is one, he won't be able to have his way and with getting some things done with the party, because APC is no longer a small fry as far as politics in Nigeria is concerned. You know how Abdullahi Ganduje pulled his weight in recent years with getting things done, getting more opposition into the party, and of course making sure that the party runs smoothly. That there's a particular, with his soft approach, that may not happen with APC expanding its tentacles to other parts. Number one. Number two is opposition.
Well, I don't agree with you. I just want you to finish.
You would get to address that.
Okay.
Oppositions are saying, look, this is a ploy by the All Progressives Congress to have an insider who was a former commissioner of INEC to come be the party so that you can swing elections in your favor. What do you have to say about this, please?
Okay, so let me start from the last one. Now, you know, our new national chairman was a member of INEC. He was resident electoral commissioner, 2017, thereabouts to 2021. However, in 2023, he contested personally to become governor of Plateau State, and he did not win. What does that say to you? Does that give you the impression of somebody who would use his experience or being former rec to influence an election? He did not win. And of course, we took it up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court gave a verdict, and of course we accepted. So, I mean, these are idle talks. The fact remains that he was in INEC before he became a politically exposed person, as in becoming a politician. And of course, once he becomes a politician, that's in the past. If he couldn't influence his own election, right, then what are we talking about? So, I mean, that confirms to you that has no place. Secondly, you see, talking about leadership, leadership is not about bullying. Leadership is about being able to listen, to strategize, right? And we are talking about someone who is not only digitally, has digital expertise, who over the years has provided reasons to show that he is indeed a leader. Don't forget, in his alma mater, he was for 26 years not only a lecturer, a professor, and he was the best staff of the year. Right. Not only that, he was the founding director of ICT. Now we are looking at a party that is going to go translate into a modern era political party. APC is engaging at another level, leaving all the other parties behind. So for us, he said he's going to do three things. One, unite the party. I believe as a leader, he will do that, not only by himself because he's not a sole administrator. He has structures. He has members of the NWC who are experts, who are strategists themselves, who are in the party. Not only that, he said he would unite the party, build the party, and expand the party. Right. So you are seeing someone from day one who has his job cut out for him. By himself, he knows the enormity of the responsibilities, and he's ready to take it on. And don't be surprised that you will see a digitally transformed APC, a modern 21st century party in the next 1-2 years.
Some have argued that you're using his expertise as a digitally savvy person to digitally manipulate elections.
These are idle talks. What do you want? What do you want? I mean, frustrated politicians to say or to do? You see, the world is not static. And I'm sure you agree with me. Today, everybody knows what is happening all over the world. In fact, a good number of jobs are going to go out of the window because of AI. So you need to be ready, you need to be prepared. We are getting prepared. We are going to digitally transform party politics in Nigeria, not negatively, positively. We are going beyond the normal, right? And that's why we got the best man for the job.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Talking about preparation now, we are in 2025.
Yeah.
But for people like you, who are political gladiators, you are already in 2027 because we have seen the permutations here and there, consultations going on in different parts of the country. The emergence of this particular man, I put a question to you the other time that people are already insinuating that the APC is already looking in the direction of another Muslim ticket, and that was why you had to allow somebody who is a Christian to emerge as your chairman. And you did qualify other political parties as non-existent, disgruntled, and what have you. This particular emergence as well has been interpreted to mean that, okay, you are rattled because of ADC and what they are coming together to do, and that was why you had to choose a Christian chairman for your party. So the Muslim ticket, I wanted to speak to that.
Okay.
And of course, this force of ADC that is coming to sweep your party away.
Okay, so now let me address these issues this way. In the first place, right, you know, as of today, we don't yet have our presidential candidate and the running mate decided. We know that the president has the right of first refusal. I'm telling you that.
But we have seen endorsements.
We will go, yes, we have seen endorsements. We know Mr. President is doing a great job, and naturally, I mean, he would be our candidate. What I'm saying is this: it is the convention of the party, right, the national convention, that will ultimately now, I mean, finalize, endorse, and vote that this is the party candidate, even though we know Mr. President is, I mean, of course, 99%, I mean, sure to be our candidate. However, it is only after then that the issue of the running mate will be determined. We don't want to talk on the issue of Muslim or not Muslim, because, of course, we have a government in place, right? And when we get to that bridge, we will cross it. However, for us, what is important is we listen to the agitations of Nigerians. We recognize, you know, the diversity of the country. This has nothing to do with the opposition or whatever, because the truth is this. Look at it. When you want to talk about the opposition, is it ADC you want to talk about, or PDP, or Labour Party? Each of them has too many baggages.
Just like
yours.
They
have contentions.
You have yours as well.
We have the least, and that's the honest truth. And I'm sure you know. Okay, look at PDP.
I don't know, because I'm not a member of your party.
Okay, PDP doesn't even know where it is going yet. You see that, I mean, a lot of the key people there are moving out in droves. Some of them are in ADC, and in fact, it's a plus for us. It's a plus for us in APC, because PDP actually have now, splintered into about 3 or even 4 different parts. And of course, they are dividing their votes, which is fine. So for us, it is good news. It's welcome. That's the truth. Because, ADC, who are the people there? Most of them were from the PDP.
You've also had people leaving your party, like unify and co.
You see, the truth, the truth is this. Look, let's come home. Let's look at the issues. This party is solid. Don't forget, look at the entire South. The places we did not do even as well in 2023, the majority of them are with us now. Almost all the governors, indeed, all the South governors, look at Delta states, this is a state that has been PDP since 1999.
Was it on their own volition?
What we are saying is this. Of course, nobody puts a gun to anybody's head. Did you see anybody that said, oh, look, a gun was put to my head to move into APC? Nobody does that.
That is
right. So now you are now saying that you have the entire South coming into APC. Not only that, the Southeast, is it Soludo, is it Abia, they are all endorsing Mr. President because of the great job he's doing. Look at it. As at the time this government came in, most of these states were borrowing to pay salaries. Today, the governors know. And they know, yes, there are still hardships. Of course, like you cannot make an omelette without breaking an egg. A woman who is pregnant will naturally go through the pains of labor, of even the time she carries the pregnancy. But when a child comes, everybody is happy.
When is our own child coming?
It's coming. Of course, it has started. Of course, you have seen now that the foreign exchange rates is actually stabilizing, coming down. It was almost 2,000.
I was reading an article yesterday.
Let me finish. It was up to 2,000 at the point. Right. Today, it's in the region of 1,520. Look at that, that downward trend. And of course, it could still go lower. Mr. President was telling the governors at the recent NEC meeting to say, please wet the grass more, which means I identify with the pains of the people. Please go out there. The subnationals, the states, the local governments, they also need to do more to complement. A good number of the states are getting times 3, times 4 sometimes of what they were getting as far allocation.
What so many people are saying is the statistics seems to be looking good.
Yeah.
The optics in terms of data looks fantastic.
Yeah.
However, the cost of the daily living of Nigerians does not reflect what the data
is
that
saying.
We are having more reserves. We are having no longer importing.
The balance of trade is in surplus.
Those data, fantastic.
That's right. But you see the point. That is exactly the point I was making. That you see, it's a question of time. The worst is over. When you look back to what it was about probably 9 months ago, I'm sure things were much harder. Even prices of goods are coming down. The inflation rate is coming down. Yes, things are still tough. If anybody says things are not tough, that person is not being realistic. In fact, Mr. President haven't realized it. Was why he made that statement. Right. And so truly and truly, now the governors, the local government people, in fact, let even state governments invest in agriculture. Recently, you see the project that the federal government is also doing, deploying thousands of tractors to mechanize agriculture. We want to increase food production, food supply, because when people can eat and they are happy, it makes life easier for everybody. And this is part of the renewed hope agenda. We needed these reforms. Without the reforms, we cannot get there. Naturally, things were going to start tough. but they definitely are going to get
Honorable Rekoya, so you do agree that Nigerians are hungry?
I agree that things are tough.
Just like Amici and his likes.
Amici is not hungry. He cannot sell anybody. He's hungry.
He was speaking on behalf of Nigerians.
Me, he said he was hungry too.
He said he was hungry.
Amici, that was two-time governor, two-time minister. He was Speaker of the House. He was chairman, Council of Speakers. Amici had been in government since almost 1999.
So you have opportunity to be in government.
The only time that he had not been in government is now when he says he's hungry.
Okay. So that means that if I have the opportunity to be in government tomorrow, I will not be hungry.
Naturally, see, we cannot go away from the fact that if you are in government, in fact, if you are gainfully employed, you should not be hungry. If you have a good job, you cannot say being in government is not a good job. If you have a good job, you cannot compare yourself to the average Nigerian. You are in government and you are saying you are hungry. No, Amechi is not hungry.
I'm not in government.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm talking about Amechi now. I was saying that, look, Amechi, who the only time he has been out of government is when he remembered that Nigerians are hungry.
I think my final question.
He never spoke about Nigerians before.
Because we're wrapping up, you now have a new national chairman.
That's right.
2027 election is not far off. Okay. For politicians, they started way back in 2023. Because if you check, even in Lagos now, you see posters across Lagos talking about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu come 2027. How do you think APC, in all sincerity, in all sincereness, can convince Nigerians that, look, what the old reforms we're having is about Nigerians, when Nigerians can still feel the pinch of poverty? We still have the data about out-of-school children is still there, very huge, in excess of almost 18 million. The data about prices, yesterday I learned that rice has also moved back. That was about 50-something before. Is now back at 100,000 again. Does it mean that waiver that happened where they get to import without duties is over? How do you convince Nigerians that we should be talking about 2027 when, as at now, the hunger is really, really biting?
Okay, thank you very much. You see, that takes me back to the point I made earlier, that for us, governance is the primary issue at this time. And the purpose of government is to secure the people and then care about the welfare of the people. Right. I did say that earlier. And see, the reforms were made to reposition the country economically. And the indices are favorable. We are seeing it is getting better. Now, for it to touch the life of the average Nigerian is the key issue now. And what this government is trying to do is to continue to look at how do we make sure that, for example, prices of foods are affordable. They are back. Not necessarily where they were, but at least people can live decently and comfortably. And part of these, there are so many initiatives that the president and the federal government is actually taking now. I talked about the issue of mechanized agriculture. The issue also of state governments. And that is one of the key challenges that we have in this country. We tend to focus only on the federal. And we leave the state government, if truly and truly, which is a fact, that state governments have been able to get much more resources at their disposal. Right? I was talking about, thank God now we have the development commissions that even Mr. President has approved now. The Southwest Development Commission, they are looking at how they can now come together to promote agriculture, how they can ensure now that jobs are created, right? When you have people have jobs, people can now have decent living. For us, we know that this is a major challenge in making sure that the renewed hope agenda gets to the people. Because until the average man is happy, that is when we have achieved that renewed hope agenda.
Okay.
Right. So we definitely are looking into that. And the good news is that, yes, between now and 2027, you will see much more of initiatives that will touch the lives of people directly.
Okay, it is one thing for you to mention hope, and it's another thing for people to feel the hope in different sectors of the economy.
Yeah.
How long do you want Nigerians to wait more? There are people in the studio now, they are not happy.
Yeah.
Because of the high cost of living.
Yeah.
And they feel that their pay cannot even take them to the gate of the office, talk less of their homes. So how patient do you want Nigerians to be? How long do they cling on to this hope?
Okay. Now, let me say something. We all know that it is far easier to destroy than to build, right? I mean, this studio, with the best of intentions, if you want to demolish it now, right, destroy, I'm sure in one day it can be done. All you need to do is bring in equipment, and all that. But if you want to rebuild it, you can't do that in that same day. It's not possible. So that is the reality of what we are talking about. And I did say also that, yes, you cannot make an egg without make an omelette without breaking an egg. But gradually, things are getting better. And I know and believe that between now and the next 1 year, 18 months, people would see. In fact, from now till the next 3 months, 6 months, it's gradual and it's getting better. And it will keep getting better. But one thing we know is this. We have that determination to make the lives of our people better, because that is the purpose of government.
Let's take it one more to, what's the confidence you have in the fact that the new chairman will help you win the next general elections?
It's not that the new chairman will help us win. He would lead the party to a resounding victory, right? Because we know that he has capacity, he has character, he is a thinker, he is a leader, he is someone who has performed wherever he has been to.
The reason why I'm asking this question is, in an era where you have so many people remain in the party, perform anti-party activity. We've seen that you are in APC, you are supporting a PDP candidate, you are in PDP, you are supporting an APC candidate, in an era where people go by what they call their conscience. How do you handle that anti-party? I can mention...
Let me, for example, tell you this. You see, in the party, there were contentions, there were groupings. You had the legacy parties, you had the CPC block, the
CPC block is feeling as if
ACM blocks and all that. But don't forget that this new chairman doesn't have that baggage. He is not from any of these blocks. So it's easier for him to lead that cohesion, that galvanizing of everybody together. That look, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we need to work at this together. You need somebody like that, right? Who will be able to bring every contending forces together to say this is the way we need to go.
Talking about the forces, you have...
And don't forget, it's also more or less a youth. For us, even we need the youth population, right, to come into the APC. And so, like I said, it takes different boxes
to come into APC.
Yeah.
Was that because your party was rattled by the Labour Party, who had predominantly youth as their members?
You see, the truth is this. Politics is a game of numbers. And as a politician, like we say in Yoruba parlance, bara eda sibi, no so no shelu, you don't say bara eda so. So even if you are here, you bara eda sibi. If you were there before, we want you here.
Okay.
And politics is a game of numbers. So we need everybody, the old ones, the youths, everybody. And you have a chairman now who is there, right, in the middle of the ages. He can reach out to the older generation. He can reach out to the younger generation. And everybody feels at home with him. He's not in this block or that block. He can get everybody together.
Let's talk about the block, maybe just briefly before we go. Is you have the CPC block feeling disenfranchised. most of them have moved to the ADC.
That's not true. That is not true. That is not true. You cannot mention 5 names. You can mention 1 or 2.
Bashir Lawal.
Who are they?
Former secretary to the government of the Federation.
You see, we don't talk about people who don't have political capital.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you. Don't talk.
I think you need to listen to my question first before you go
ahead.
Before you begin to
go ahead.
Do you intend to welcome them back if they feel that perhaps ADC isn't serving them well, before you tell them that they don't have any political capital?
Excuse me. See, the truth is this. Like I said earlier, in politics, it's a game of numbers. We will never tell anybody don't come back. In fact, we want everybody back. Do you get it? I said that earlier. So we want them back. We want everybody back. So, but what I mean when I talk about political capital is that there are some of these people that are overrated. That is the fact.
Like you say that in
politics? I can say that.
So many people underrated Peter Obi.
I said that are overrated. I'm not talking about those that are underrated.
Like who?
Well, I don't want to go into specifics of names.
Are you talking about Direct Bashir?
I am not going to go into Boss Mustafa, who are his followers. If you want to go there. Who? I mean, there are some of these
we saw the kind of reception that actually received when he landed in Lagos.
Please, the truth is this. I can tell you that the people in ADC don't even know where they are as of today. And I'll tell you how and why. In ADC, you still have a Dubebi, Kachiku, who is former presidential candidate in 2023, who is still saying that, look, we would not agree. This is our party. So he's in court. And of course, so ADC doesn't even know. They are still thinking, do we go and register this our AAA or wherever?
Or ADA.
So why does the party not have a manifesto? If they say for 2 years, they have been working on this, whatever, up till now, no manifesto, no direction, nothing. They are going to do this. They are working on it over the past 2 years. I mean, they tell you that they don't even know what they are doing. That's the fact.
Okay, as we wrap up this section, like, is it a new dawn for the APC? Because you're going to have another election, a convention.
Yeah, in December. We are having a convention in December, the national convention of the party. Yeah.
So, what does it say about the party moving forward as far as...
Yeah, well, I will say this. I mean, you know, our party, the All Progressives Congress, has shown leadership, has shown direction of how things should go. We have transited seamlessly. You know, when you look at the other parties, you see what is happening there. The PDP doesn't know who is the secretary. They are still fighting over secretary.
They've resolved that.
Oh, okay, maybe they just resolved it last week. After how many years and months of having contention, Labour Party is having how many chairmen? They don't even know.
Have your own internal crisis as well.
No. What I'm saying is this: for us, our transition has been seamless. Succession planning. There is no success without succession planning. Our chairman resigned 3 weeks ago. We have another chairman, and there is nobody that is actually in contention or in objection. And even the parties, opposition parties, cannot say anything negative. They can't.
Joshua.
I mean, it's a master stroke that hits every one of them.
Sir,
and they are just looking like, what's happened here?
I was even asking Joshua before you came in.
Yeah.
We are totally out of time. That resignation, was it voluntary? Was it sincere?
Of course. I mean, you see, somebody says, look, for health reasons, I need to do this. You see, that is actually, you should respect people like that. In this country, we complain that public officers don't resign. You now see one that says, look, by my health, knowing the enormity of these responsibilities, I need to step down. Then we should give kudos. It's only in APC that happens. Where do you say?
But how will he run fan? How will he run fan?
Fan? Being the chairman is, of course, is a non-executive position. Probably you have about 4 board meetings in a year. Do you want to compare that with running a behemoth that is the APC?
Thank you very much, Honorable Tayo Rekoya, member APC 2023 presidential campaign. Hopefully that will also translate to 2027. And of course, Lagos APC chieftain. It's a pleasure to have you join us.
My great pleasure. Thank you so very much.
Of course, the conversation has been about the APC, its new chairman, and of course, 2027 elections. Well, you've heard him. In case you didn't, go watch it again on YouTube, our channel. There you find it. Of course, we'll take a short break. When we come back, the Lagos side of this conversation will be about local government chairman, newly sworn in. Just stay with us. We'll be right back.
The views expressed on this program do not represent that of the producer, management of Lagos Television, or the Lagos State Government. They remain the perspectives of those expressing them. Thank you for staying with Lagos Television.